You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Oh, my name is Denny. Episode of Vigilantes Radio. Man, there are over 34,000 of you guys on our phone lines, on the browser, Google Hangouts, Skype, in the chat room, all the plugins that we use to run these shows. You guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that so much. We have a very special guest tonight, so you definitely want to stick around for that. When you fight against something negative, you use most of your energy just to stay even. There is little, if any, remaining help to get you ahead. Even if you win, you lose. Instead, work to redirect negative energy and influences into a positive direction. It is not as difficult as it sounds. Love and hate are just across the border from each other. Anger and inspiration are separated by a thin line. The same raw energy creates sadness as very warm or very cold. So can energy, the energy of life. You know, it can be used to manifest opposite results. The energy is there, and it is up to you to decide what it will become. Don't fight it. Accept it and find a way to use it. Take that from me, Denny Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are indigos, crystalline, or the starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only one media group, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is the Danielle Denice interview, and again, I'm your host, Denny Mussolini. As a part of our ongoing commitment to being of musical and video talent, get us Vigilantes Radio will answers and pass them on to you, the music lovers. So take some time, take a chill pill, and listen in about a great voice and soul and R&B that you might not have ever heard before, or maybe you have. I mean, there are over 34,000 callers on the line, you know, and all our plugins that we use. So you definitely got to be here for Danielle, right? Oh, yeah. So not only is she a great person to talk to, but she has been around the scene long enough to have seen the musical warfare and settle in for the battle in the trenches, and on the front line is where she wants to be. So with that, let's go ahead and invite her on to the show. Danielle, you're now live in the mix with all of us. How's it going?
Hey, how are you? How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm good. I'm great, actually. Thanks for asking.
All right. No problem. So, I mean, diving in deep right off the bat, there's a lot of things that we want to talk to you about, you know, listening and learning about your music when I was writing this up. So, there's this thing, there's like soul versus R&B. I mean, that's always been like a conversation in the coffee houses and whatnot. So, I suppose, you know, B is definitely good, almost sometimes the party vibe, you know, wherein soul has much more self-reflection, you know, than anything else. So, yeah. So right off the bat, do you agree with that or disagree about soul and R&B being like two different things?
Kind of, sort of. I kind of think it just kind of depends on the artist, but I think that it can kind of intertwine because there is, I think sometimes with R&B, it has to have a soulful sound or soulful with the lyrics in it, because there is R&B artists that I really do like that are very soulful, but and not to knock anybody in this day and age, it is a little bit different from what I grew up with or whatever. It was more lyrical. And some of the artists now, I believe, are have a soulful sound in them too. But it's that soul that kind of helps them to stand out in the R&B. But I do believe that it kind of intertwines a little bit. But just you can feel the difference. I think also is you can feel that artist's heart when they're actually singing. You could just feel the story. You can feel their soul. So that's the soulful part about it. But yeah, it intertwines, but it's also a little bit different too as well.
Right on. Which would you consider Moving On to be? Which is your single?
For me, I can see it being a little bit R&B because of the beat behind it, but because of the place that it comes from for me, and I feel that I am a soulful singer because the era that I come from, and because of such the story behind the song came from my soul, came from my heart. So it is. It can go R&B, it can go in neo-soul type of feel, but I think definitely when you hear it, the beat will catch you, of course, but I think when you actually listen to the lyrics of it, it's one of those songs that will grab your soul. So it is soulful. So
okay, definitely. So give us some details on how that song came to be.
Okay, so this song came to be, and it becomes very personal to me speaking on it. Last year, my husband left me because of a situation, but he left, and I was kind of caught up there by myself. Even though it was with family or whatever, it was very devastating to have your spouse just leave you and like you're no one or nobody. For whatever reason, he had to do what he felt like he needed to do. But it was devastating. And even though I've always sang, and music has always been a part of me, it wasn't in this place or in the studio. I hadn't thought about even going to the studio or anything like that. I just was singing in church or singing at different events or whatever. But going into this year, went to Africa with a friend for her 40th, and she just always had me singing everywhere. And had me FaceTiming one of her producer friends here in the States, in Florida, actually. And he heard me sing, EJ, and he was like, listen, when you get back into the States, let's record, because I was going to one of her events that she sponsored in Florida. I went there for that weekend, recorded the song, and it was a healing process for me. It was like, well, actually, going back a little bit, I told his brother, the EJ who produced the song, I told his brother Henry my story. His brother wrote the song like in 15 minutes, literally. And I'm listening to the lyrics to it. I'm like, oh my God, this is my life. This is what happened. Like, how do you put this just for me telling you this? Like, how did you come up with this? Well, anyway, went and recorded the song. And after I finished recording it, it's like I came out, I just cried. Because it was just like a healing point for me. And
right.
And it just spiraled. It spiraled from that. It was just like, now it's healing other people and other people listening to it. And it's just, that's where it was birthed from, though. From my pain, from my hurt.
Right. Wow. That's incredible. Just how the song came to be like that.
Right. But it's a song, I believe, that you can look at it two ways. Because for me, it came from pain and hurt. But for someone else, and even for me right now, because it's different transitions to it, it can take you into a good place, too, to let you know, like, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay in this place, and that is something better on the other side, and you got to walk into it. You got to keep moving. Don't stay there. Just keep moving.
That's right.
So, yeah, so it's a very encouraging song as well.
Have you performed it yet?
I have. So I performed on 9/2. The song actually came out on 9/3, September 3rd, which is my birthday. But I performed it September 2nd, did like a little mini concert, did a couple of covers, and did this song in Florida, Sarasota. I've also performed this past weekend. I did a breast cancer fashion show event, and then I did another little intimate party event. So, and I try to go out and do like little open mic little things, and just trying to get myself out there, because this aspect of it is new for me. But I just feel like it's needed, and it's amazing when I do perform it to see the people's faces because it's my song, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, normally I'm doing covers or whatever, but when people coming up to me and like, man, that song really is helping me, that's inspiring, because I do want to encourage people, and it's doing what it's purposed to do.
Right on. Any more performances coming up?
I do. We're actually getting some stuff together down here in the Atlanta area. That is where I'm from. So we're just trying to get me on little events here. Also, I probably will be doing a couple of shows in Florida. So right now I'm just kind of going back and forth now.
Okay.
And then I'll also be doing, again, I like to open mic little shows, and not necessarily a show, but just a way for me to showcase myself and get the song out there, getting people hearing it. So I do a lot of little different things here in Atlanta. So, and hopefully be in a couple of little festivals and different things like that. So just trying to really, get it out there. Just really trying to get it out there for the people to hear.
Right on.
So, yep.
And where can people find information on how they can come to one of these shows of yours if they are in the area?
Well, you can always check out my website, Danielle Denice, DanielleDeniceMusic.com. People can also follow me on Instagram at I am Danielle Denice, and on Facebook. Everything is Danielle Denice with a C. And I'm always posting when something is coming up or where I'm going to be next. So you can always just keep up with me by checking that. I guess the easiest way is follow me on Instagram. That's a little bit more instant. I try to post things more regularly on there, but anything that I know ahead of time, I'll post it on or have it on my website too. So.
Okay.
Yep.
So every year there are so many new artists coming out. Do you find that difficult to let your music get out and for you to get noticed?
I do. I know I am a new artist, and people don't know, who I am, but I think it's harder. I think it's harder to me personally, and this is talking to sometimes on the outside looking in, for someone who is authentic to the music and authentic to who they are as an artist. I think it's harder because you're showing your own originality, and even though some people they want to hear something different, it's harder to get them to believe that they want to hear something different, because it's so many other artists, and not to gain what's going on, but so many that sound the same, that sometimes I think the one that is a little bit different, and it could probably go both ways, but I think sometimes the ones that are a little bit different, it takes a minute for the people to kind of embrace that. But it is harder for a new artist. And I'm older too. I'm not like in my 20s no more. I'm 41, so that is different for me, I think, maybe personally. Just trying to get myself out there as well, and just having people to understand where I'm coming from as an artist, the things that I'm talking about, because with me being older, I've experienced a lot more, so just having someone to be able to relate to what I'm talking about is a little bit harder.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the landscape of the business is definitely different now. So,
Right. Getting noticed is almost as hard, especially, let's take Facebook, for instance.
Right.
You can have 4,000, 3,000, 1,000, 5,000 friends, and you notice your feed is constantly refreshing because so many people are posting or making statuses and stories.
Right.
And that's how I view the music industry. There's so many new artists popping on the scene. No matter, and for me, I don't think age really matters. In this day and age, as long as you're doing what you love to do.
Right.
But given that instance, that's how I view the music industry. Is it's constantly refreshing because there's new artists coming in all the time.
Right. It is.
It's like, how do we ensure that the best artists, get seen or get their music heard?
Right. because there's a lot of good music out there, and a lot of good artists that you have to know where to go to find them, you know. And I'm thankful for, you know, people like you and others who seek to find and dig and find these people, you know, these good artists, and give them play, you know, because you're not going to hear them on the mainstream, on the main radio. You know, you're just not going to hear it. So it's like you literally have to find and kind of dig for them, research them, pretty much, you know. So I appreciate that.
That is true.
I really do.
Yeah, definitely. So, lyrically speaking, what's important for you to include in your songs?
Truth. For me,
I like that.
Yeah, it's important, something that I can relate to, and I think not only me, but what people can relate to. I think now we've come into a time where people want something that's real, because people are going through real life issues, and they want something that they can relate to, whether it be happy, something emotional, something sad, or something, or whatever experience. They want to be able to relate to it. It's enough about just money, cars, and, you know, just all the superficial stuff. You know, people are really hurting, and whether they tell you or not, they want to connect to that. And music is, I think, one of the biggest things where, and lyrics is just one of the biggest things where it's a universal. You know, it doesn't have no age on it, doesn't have any race, it doesn't show any color, but it's something that you can relate to, you know, and I think that's what's needed.
Right on. So what makes, like, the instrumental track or the beat or song stand out to you that makes you want to write to it or work with it?
I don't know. It's like sometimes it's like a outer body experience. It's like hearing that, and especially when you're around others that kind of get that part, and being able to, I guess, relate to it, being able to hear, because you it's like you go beyond the music, you know. So it's like you, and it's hard to explain it to everybody, but it's like your ears, right. You hear the instruments, you hearing everything, you know, you putting all that together, the melody or whatever. So it just helps with it, or something that you've heard before. Like, I love Stevie Wonder, I love Donny Hathaway, Ledisi, just something that, or Layla Hathaway, and something that you may have heard from that artist, or whether that inspired you, and it may be something in the beat or in the music that just inspires you to write. So, and you can just get your inspiration from anything, from anywhere. But it's kind of like like I said, like an out-of-body experience. Like, you just like, oh my God. And when you're around others that get that, you like, it's like it make you feel like, oh, okay, I ain't by myself, you know. So
right.
Yeah, you know, that's an amazing feeling.
Definitely. So in your songwriting process, once you have the concept or the foundation for your song, what's the next step for you? Like, we have a lot of listeners who are beginner artists and or people who want to be artists, and they really don't know the process.
Right. Well, honestly speaking, the song that I have, someone else wrote that, but for me personally, I have songs that I haven't really written or putting out yet, but I think it all starts with just that experience. And I write a lot in my journals. I have a lot of journals, and just writing different thoughts and different things down. And I think once you get that, you can turn that into your melody. You can turn that into your story.
Right.
And whatever your inspiration comes from, and sometimes stuff just come up, you just playing around. You know, you being in your own little zone, not being so serious, that's when I think your best stuff comes. You know, and that's why you really have to have, like, sometimes your phone with you, so you can get it real quick, because you'll forget what you've done. But just recording, when you have a little something, you could be driving and, you know, having that little something that just come in your head while you're driving, just record it real quick. But it's whatever that inspires you. But like I said, for me personally, I'm a journal writer, and I try to get out what's in me, put it on paper like I see it, and then that's when it can start. That process can start for me personally.
Right on.
But yeah, I think for everybody, they might have their own little niche, their own little thing that, you know, that gets them or whatever. But for me personally, that's me.
What other roles do you play concerning your music?
The roles I play concerning my music. Right now, I feel like just determining what I want to do and how I want to do it. And being that this is, like I said in the beginning, this is all kind of new to me. Like, I am literally a new artist when it comes to and how all this came about. So right now, I'm still learning what my role is outside of singing and, you know, providing that gift right there. I'm still learning the ropes. But I try to be true as far as with my team and everybody. I try to be as honest and as true to who I am as possible, because I don't want who I am to be tainted or transformed to something that I'm really not. So I just try to stay honest with people, and honest with the lyrics. You know, I have another song also. We haven't really promoted that yet, but it's Hold On. And whenever that comes out, whenever we push that, the lyrics are so real and so true to who I am. I want to continue that. I want to continue that into the future or whatever, as I learn my role in what I'm doing or whatever. I hope I'm answering your question, but I'm just still new to it, you know.
Right.
And I'm still trying to figure this thing out, because I didn't expect for it to be like this. You know, it just kind of, God just kind of allowed this to fall into my lap, you know. And I just been really blessed to have people around me who's really shown me so much love and helping me to cultivate my gift and to share it with the world outside of where I've been sharing it. So still trying to learn my role, still trying to learn who I am, you know. And this song is really teaching me who I am. And these moments like this is teaching me who I am as well. So still learning that.
Definitely. Okay. So we know that every era. Do you hear echo?
I did at first, but you're good now.
Okay, that's just me then. All right. So we know that every era has a distinctive sound. There's the 70s funk era. There's the pop rock of the 80s, grunge of the 90s, and so on and so forth. So now we get to the, you know, can't say the millennium, because there's also been another shift.
Right.
But you can tell where music comes from. So I'm guess what I'm really wondering is there any way for a musician or a singer out there to not become dated or sound dated? You know, we all make music in our own time periods, but still, you know.
I think now, honestly speaking, I think people are pulling from all type of eras now. It's like fashion. You know, people are kind of pulling from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. and then having what is current now, whatever that futuristic sound is now. Because you have to get your inspiration from somewhere, I think, me personally. And it's beyond what you are hearing or what your parents were hearing. Sometimes you have to dig deep and go into those records or CDs and get that one song. And it could be something that is so simple, and pull from that or whatever. But I just think music now is not, and you ask, can you not be so dated? I think you can. I think you don't have to be dated, but you can, as an artist, you can tell what a person's inspiration was. Or and now I think a lot of the millennials, to me, it's like they're making their own sound. Some of it sounding the same, but some aren't. Some are really just creating some different stuff, and I'm appreciative of it. But then I can also tell where their instrument may have been Marvin Gaye or it may have been Prince, but it sounds current, not necessarily dated. It just like they pulled some inspiration from them. So I think you do have to be careful in that. But like I said, with fashion, you pulling from everywhere. I think music, you can pull from anywhere. It can, whatever genre, whatever year, whatever era or whatever, but make it your own. Still make it your own thing.
Right on. Okay. So how do we transcend past the here and now and create music that could be considered timeless?
And we transcend from now. How can we? I think you just have to always keep your ears open, always keep your heart open, always be willing to be open to listen to all different types of music. I think with the traveling and listening to other cultures helps you to stay open, helps you to create different things. I love to travel. So, when I went to Africa and listening to the Afro beats and listening to different types, I hear the guitar, I hear the drums. It just gives you a different ear. It gives you a different ear. And sometimes I think you need to just look at something, listen for something different. Be willing, be open to hear something different. If it be pop music, whatever it may be, just be open to hear something different and be willing to accept it, and so that you are able to create. And it's just like with traveling, if you staying in the same city or same area all the time, that's all you're going to be used to. But when you get to travel and see other cultures and see other things, it opens you up. And I think that's the same thing with music. Just be open. Be open to listen to punk, to rock, whatever. Be able, because you can get that inspiration from anything. I love the Beatles. I love the Beach Boys. Certain things, I just listen to things differently. So it doesn't matter. Inspiration can come from anywhere, any type of music. So.
Definitely. So point a finger at some acts, maybe. One mainstream and one indie, if you can name them, who is absolutely musically nailing it right now. And why do you think so?
So mainstream. Mainstream for me, who's nailing it now? I don't know. Beyonce, I think in all different little aspects. I like her. I actually just recently went to her concert, her and Jay-Z concert, and just seeing her live really opened me up to her. And just her breath control, her music, her vibe, how she just, her energy. So mainstream, I think she is kind of killing it right now to me, lyrically, and just how she is just, her dance and everything, just as an entertainer, as a performer. Indie, an independent artist for me right now. Who am I listening to? I listen to so many different people. I like, one of my favorite shows, I should say, is Insecure. And I love how Raphael Sadiq, how he gets these indie artists. So I don't have like one particular indie artist that I like, but I like how he is one of the people that pulls all the, like, these people that you won't necessarily hear on mainstream. Gosh, I'm trying to think of one real quick. There's Cautious Clay. It's a young cat or whatever that, with the music, where we were talking about just pulling from different inspiration, but still have that futuristic sound that's not sounding dated. It's too. I like a lot of indie artists. That's a tough one for me. I like a lot of indie artists. There's so many out there, and I guess that's where I kind of pull from. I rarely even listen to a lot of mainstream artists, but yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough question. It really is. That's a tough question.
What are some goals to achieve that will easily or really make you feel like you've made it once they're accomplished?
Some goals for me. I think one goal for me is to actually hear my song on the radio, like mainstream radio.
Terrestrial.
That's one accomplishment for me. And the other is to be able to see myself on, I don't care which one it is, but an award show. I don't care which one, honestly. Just to see myself on that stage, and knowing my idol, even Whitney Houston, like, she was on one of these stages or whatever, like, just to, and honestly, I don't, I'm not doing it for the fame or anything. It's just to be able to be on the stage looking at people that I admire and being able to say, wow, God, look what you have done. Like, my voice, people want to hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? People want to hear what I have to say. I think that is two things for me right now. Yeah, I think that's two things that will give me a wow factor in my life.
Okay. So, Danielle, when do we get a full?
Well, right now we are definitely working on getting that together. I'm hoping, because I want to take my time. I don't want to rush and put something together just to get it out there. But we're looking to start getting things together by the end of this year into next year, probably around June, July. And it may be a little bit later, but we're looking at that time frame. But just to get something, we definitely want it all to make sense, and we definitely want it to definitely be an experience and be inspirational to people, and people can understand where I'm coming from, and something that is not so rushed or whatever. But we're definitely just working on getting everything together and not wanting to be too many songs. I'm looking at maybe 8 or 9 songs, just getting that album or whatever, or that EP together. So looking at for 2018, around this time, should be having something that everybody can really rock to and really have. And like I said, maybe earlier, but just want it to be right. Just want it to make sense, and don't want it to feel rushed, but want something that people can relate to. So
awesome. Do we have a name for it?
No, haven't gotten that far yet. Right now it's just Danielle Denice. And moving on. It may be just moving on. And just going on with just the process of what I've been dealing with and me literally moving on. So that may be it. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, guys. After the music, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat, and our fans love this part of this segment. And of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience will get to hear either some vocals, poem, written work, spoken word, freestyle, rap, jokes, stories, live instruments from Danielle Denice. It's her choice what she'll do.
Okay.
Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. And tonight we'll find out if Danielle Denice has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of her true artistry. But for right now, we have Danielle Denice with her song Moving On, and we'll be right back.
Spent so many nights hoping you act right. And then when you left, I prayed you come back. Wondering what my life would be without you. So I'm trying to figure out what we had come to. Bye-bye to my pain and to my sorrow. I cried all yesterday, but it's tomorrow. So I'm moving on. I admit I'm torn. I don't have any more days you can borrow. Moving on, moving on. Never thought you'd do me wrong. Moving on, moving on. Wish you well, bye-bye, so long. I remember how bad your love hurt me, but I let go the anger, gotta be free. So I fix myself, 'cause truth is I can't fix you. Now I'm wondering where you're at, so I guess we're through. Whoa. Bye to my pain and to my sorrow. Bye to my pain. I cried all yesterday, but it's tomorrow. I cried all yesterday. I'm moving on. I'm torn. I'm torn. I don't have any more days you can borrow. No. Moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Never thought you'd do me wrong. I never thought you'd do me wrong. I'm moving on. Can't take it no more. Bye-bye, so long. I gotta go. I can't stay here no more. I've gotta go. Can't stay here no more. Gotta go. Wish you well, bye-bye, so long. Bye-bye to my pain and to my sorrow. Bye-bye to my pain and my sorrow. I don't have any more days you can borrow. I don't have no more time. Bye-bye to my pain and to my sorrow. Bye-bye to my pain and my sorrow. I don't have any more days you can borrow. So I'm living on my time. Never thought you'd do me wrong. No. Moving on. Wish you well, bye-bye, so long.
All right, and we are back. That was Danielle Denice with her song Moving On. the best of times, guys. We live in a time of opportunity, free markets, increased political freedom, information technology, efficient transportation and distribution, innovations in the areas of management and human potential, and many other exciting positive factors are at work in the world today. Yes, there is turmoil because things are changing so rapidly, and with that chaos comes opportunity. When things are no longer the way they've always been, there's a chance to make them better. Never has there been a better time to be the person you are. Never has there been a better time to express your own unique perspective. Never has there been a better time to take advantage of innovation and to create innovation. Make the most of it today, tomorrow, this month, this year. See the unlimited possibilities around you and make the effort to turn them into incredible accomplishments. Each day is a golden opportunity that is filled with countless seeds of greatness. Abundance is all around you. Make yourself a part of it. Take that from me, Denny Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But right now, let's bring back the woman of the moment, Danielle Denice. You're back live with us. And in our hot seat, what do you have for us?
Wow. Okay, this is the first time I've been in the hot seat. So what do I have for y'all?
Yeah.
And it could be anything. It could be whatever.
It could be anything.
Anything. All right. So since this is a critical time in voting, this is like one of the first things that's popped up in my head. I'm going to give y'all a little vocal, and this is going to kind of go with what's happening, but I need y'all to go out and vote. I need y'all to go out and vote. So we can have a better life. Go and vote. Is that okay? Is that all right?
That is great.
That was my first time getting in the hot seat.
Really?
Have me over here sweating.
Well, that is the purpose of the hot seat.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you for this opportunity to kind of, I guess, share who I am. I appreciate that.
No doubt. Let everybody know where they can connect with you at.
Okay, so you can connect with me on Instagram, IG at I am Danielle Denice, and that's DENICE, DENICE. You can also, if you go to my website, DanielleDeniceMusic.com, you'll find all my social media links there for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But I am Danielle Denice. Just remember that, and that's with a C. You'll be able to find me. So, thank you.
Nice. Guys, and just in case you didn't get those links, they are in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is click the links. It'll take you right to it. And I typed everything out so nice and pretty, so you won't get confused either.
Appreciate that.
Hey, we definitely appreciate you, Danielle, for being our special guest tonight and having some wonderful music. I love that song, Moving On.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to theradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Danny Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.